up, I dream to win. I don't play,
Yo, what's up, world? Today we are in Atlanta, Georgia, and I'm at a conference this weekend. This is day 2 of the conference, but I wanted to do a little bit of a recap of day 1 of the conference because, you know, it's some powerful stuff. I think this video is going to help me just with retaining the information and whatnot, but also I wanted to spread it to other people. And just a little bit about this business. You know, I'm at a leadership conference, and basically I have the opportunity to be taken under the wing of multiple different coaches who are training me and others in receiving passive income. And, you know, I think nowadays a lot of people are focused on finances. A lot of people are focused on, like, generational wealth is a term that gets thrown around often. But how do we do that? You know, like, everyone wants to make money, but how do you make money? Everyone wants to have a business, but how do you run a business? You know, and you can start a business, but then how do you actually scale that business? And, you know, that's what I'm learning here at this conference and from my coaches and mentors. And I'm just so blessed and so grateful. So the least that I could do is share some of this information with y'all in an attempt to give back. And also, you know, give opportunity. Like, if you're someone who is looking for passive income or generational wealth, or looking to build a business, looking to build a scalable business, please reach out. Please feel free to send me an email, message, write a comment under the video. I'd be happy to reach out and we can chat, and I'd be happy to pour into you like how so many people have poured into me. And like I said, that's the least I could do, is give back. So I just want to go through some of my notes. So this is the Unleash Conference 2025, and just want to go through some of my notes basically and expand on them for you all to hopefully you know, digest, and then maybe be able to do something with that, and then start a business of your own. Hopefully, you know, we're in America. This is the land of capitalism and of entrepreneurship. So, you know, if you're not starting a business, actually one of the quotes that I heard yesterday was, if it's riskier to not start a business than it is to start a business. And I think that's so true, because, you know, it's riskier to not invest than it is to invest. Like, we can invest in the stock market, for example, and you might lose some. It depends on how you go. But for example, like, playing it safe, if you go look at the S&P 500, over time, over history, it has always gone up. And people are pretty much always making money. It might dip sometimes, and people get scared, sell their stock, or, you know, kind of panic. But in the end, it always goes back up. So, just like a quote, it's riskier to not be investing, or it's riskier to not start a business than it is to invest or to start that business. And, you know, the best time was 20 years ago, or 10 years ago, 5 years ago, yesterday. But the second best time is right now. So, you know, I hope that can at least give you some motivation, even right there. Like, get up, get after it, you know, start that business, start investing. That would be my first word of advice. But just going through some of my notes, you know, what does the word legacy mean? So, like, on the topic of generational wealth, or like building an empire, or something that I always say, or building that legacy, what does that mean? And, like, I invest in real estate and some material possessions. Like, I want to start investing in gold soon, and silver, and in more precious metals. That's something I'd like to get into. But, you know, I can leave I don't have kids right now. I want to have a family eventually. That's definitely a goal. But what is legacy if I'm only leaving material items? Like if I leave a bunch of money in a bunch of houses or property or real estate, a bunch of gold and whatnot, and I get all that to my kids, sure. And they might be, you know, financially secure for some time if they can invest it or take care of the assets that I leave behind. But one of these quotes that I wrote down is, legacy is who we become and how we instill values in others, not just the financial estates. So, you know, leaving a legacy, like, what do you want people to say at your funeral? Like, wow, he was so rich and he left us all this, like your family, he left us all this money, but wow, he was so mean to people, or he didn't really care about anything except for money. You know, like money is not the end goal. Money is a tool to be used to get to the end goal. And what is the end goal? You know, autonomy, freedom of time, freedom of living how I want to live, being able to have quality goods in my life, quality food, quality clothing, quality experiences, being able to travel, take trips, and do different fun, unique things, you know, and you need money for that. But if my main goal in life is just, oh yeah, I'm gonna stack $1 billion and I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get that, like if I'm cheating people, if I'm lying, if I am treating people with disrespect, you know, that's not a legacy that I'm looking for personally. I want to be able to, the whole reason I'm making this video, I want to give back to people, you know, I want to help. Actually, this guy yesterday, he had asked me, like we were on the elevator together, then we just stopped and we chatted in the lobby, and he had asked me, like, you know, like what am I passionate about, what's my purpose? And I thought about it for a bit, and you know, like similar to other people, I'm trying to build generational wealth. I want to have a family, build that empire, build that legacy. But another thing I said was my goal or my purpose on this planet is to help raise the vibration of this planet. And he kind of like stopped for a second. He was like, wow, man, not many people are thinking like that. Even like talking about it right now, literally I'm getting like chills through my body, or like I can feel it. Because it's such a powerful statement. I want to raise the vibration of this planet. And that's the legacy that I'm looking for. I want to help people. I want to help grow people into their best self while also becoming my best self. And, you know, stacking up bread, of course I'm trying to get this money, but money is not the end goal. Money is a tool to be used to get to the end goal. So that was just one of them. Like, you know, when building a business, another thing is just like, you need to have that character development, or else who are you even becoming? You know, if you ever watch anime or any kind of movie or any kind of like hero story, there's always character development. The hero does not start off as the biggest, best, baddest person. They have to, usually they're weak or have some kind of flaw that they have to overcome, or have to go through something to then at the end be their best self and be able to defeat the villain or be able to save the princess, or, you know, whatever that might be. So you need to have that character development along the way so that you're continuing to grow as a person, because that's the whole point of being on this planet. Like, we don't just come here to watch Netflix all day and eat snacks. Like, we're here to challenge ourselves, we're here to learn things, we're here to grow as people, and like I said, we're raising our vibrations and becoming our best selves. That's the whole point of being here. Another little tip is don't let someone convince you who was not there, or like don't let someone convince you that your experience was not real if they weren't even there. So I'm here at this conference, you know, learning how to build assets, learning how to build wealth, learning how to build financial freedom. And for anybody that wasn't here at this conference with me, how do they have the right to tell me that what I just experienced is not real? Because I see these people who are making $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 a year off of business. So you can't tell me that it's not possible. And like one of our coaches and mentors was saying yesterday, like, do you ask your boss, how do I say this? So in this business, people say, like, want to know, like, show me the receipts, or how do you know they're actually making that kind of money? But do you ask your boss how much they're making? Or like, hey boss, show me your paycheck to prove that they're the boss? Like, no, you take people's word for it. And anybody who was not here at this conference with me cannot tell me that this is not a path that is viable and real. So, you know, I'm just excited, definitely getting fired up. The important thing about conferences is getting around like-minded people who are goal-oriented, money-motivated, have dreams and aspirations, getting out of your small town or your hometown is so important, and meeting different people, traveling with different people, meeting different people, because most of the time, at least a lot of people that I've met have small minds, like I would say most of the world does not have an open mind, or they have like smaller minds. So, it's important to be getting around people who have dreams, have aspirations, have goals, and a great and optimistic outlook on the future. Because that's not only, that's gonna fire me up, that's gonna give me belief, that's going to help me recognize what's possible. And you just like saw those ladies walking by. There's like tons of people. There's like at least probably like 500 people here at least. I would say probably close to 1,000 people here, and everybody's suited up. I'm dressed up, I'm suited up. Like everyone's looking good. Everyone's practicing confidence. Everyone's speaking elegantly and clearly, and being around things like that are what helps you elevate. It's all about the association, and that's part of this. That's part of this business too, is associating with people who want more out of life. So if you're someone who feels stuck right now, or is wondering how to get to the next step, or looking to build financial freedom, please reach out. I would be more than happy to introduce you to my mentor and my coach. I'd be more than happy to coach you and give you anything that I've learned, and help you build and help you get to a better place. Because by helping you get to a better place, I know that's only going to come around and help me get to a better place. What goes around comes around. And again, building or raising the vibration of this planet is only going to benefit all people, really. By me being my best self, that's only going to help my family, help my community, help my city, the world be a better place. So, okay, that was a tangent going off for a sec, but what else do I got? I probably got like at least 5 or 6 pages of notes out here. One thing is just like, not comparing your today with other people's today, because you don't know what they have gone through to get to where they are today. For example, like at the gym, I went to the gym this morning. I woke up at like 7 o'clock. It's currently like 9:35. Conference starts at 10. Figured I'd get a quick video in, but at I think the gym is a great example of, there's people lifting way heavier than me. There's people running way farther than me, but I don't know how long they've been in the gym. And I don't know how long they've been training and working up and building to get to where they are today. So like me, I've been working out for a while. I worked out in high school and did sports, and I've been in the gym pretty consistently the past 6 months. But if I was brand new and I couldn't run a mile yet, I start with baby steps. I start with a walk and run as much as I can. But for me to try to compare myself to someone who else is on the treadmill running 3 miles and they're continuing on to 5 miles, like, I don't know what they had to go through to get there. And like, for me to discourage myself because, he's running 5 miles, I can't even run a mile. Like why would I discourage myself from that? I should be looking at that other person and being optimistic and being inspired by that person. Like, wow, they're running 5 miles. I know that one day I can run 5 miles, because anything on this planet that someone else is doing, you can do too. And I need you to understand that. Anything, millionaires, billionaires, scientists, salespeople, marketing people, whatever your career goals are, anything that someone else is doing on this planet, you can do too. I've got people in this business who I look up to now, and I know that the success that they've achieved, I can achieve too. And the thing that I think is important is not to put a time box around it. Something that's been repeated here quite a bit is whatever it takes. And again, we're keeping our values, we're keeping our ethics and our morals. We're not doing people dirty, but whatever it takes to get to the level that we aspire to, we will do that. We will do whatever it takes. I will talk to 100 people. I will make 1,000 YouTube videos. I will go on the streets and meet random people, talk to people to get them involved in what's going on, to maybe talk to them about products that I sell, like whatever it takes. And, you know, I should be inspired by all of these people who are above me, all these millionaires who are above me. You know, it's 2025. Like, by the time 2030 hits, I plan on being a millionaire. And these days, being a millionaire is going to be more common, and it already is. There are more millionaires today than there has ever been on the planet of millionaires. You know, like pretty soon, I mean, not even pretty soon, there's so many ways to make money, people. Like, if you honestly, if you're not making money, or the money that you want to be making, I can only attribute it to laziness. And that might hit you hard. You know, you might be working 2 jobs right now. You might be like out here hustling, but I am sure that one, you could probably do more. I'm sure that you might not, like, you know, working hard is important, but working smart is also important. And you know, you don't want to burn yourself out. Anyway, too much of a tangent. We can make a whole another video on that kind of stuff. But a couple other notes from today, or from yesterday, is just like, basically this, like, being in business is a fight with laziness, because it's so easy to scroll. It's so easy to check out and watch YouTube videos on self-help motivation stuff for hours. It's so easy to watch Netflix. So easy to not be doing something with all the distractions that there are in this world. But being in business is a fight with laziness, most definitely. And yeah, just continuing on. So, like, when we're on this journey of growth, self-growth, self-improvement, there's gonna be times when we're down, we're depressed, we're feeling sad, we're feeling unmotivated, our mindset is not there, we're struggling in some way. And that's why, look at more people looking at fresh. See, this is what I'm talking about. But when we're down, when we're struggling, I'm blessed and I'm so grateful to have my coaches and mentors who see more in me than I see in myself. And a lot of times we need people to see more in us than what we currently see in ourselves, because they were saying yesterday, like, apparently it's a psychological factors, part of psychology, that we cannot see beyond what we are currently. Like, yes, we have like goals and dreams and future aspirations, but to see ourselves in the growth is very challenging to do in the future. But like, I can look back, and in high school, like, yes, I'm a very different person today than I was in high school. That's a fact. I know that. I can see the change on how I progressed over time, but to see my future self is very challenging. But a lot of times other people can see our future self, see our potential. That's why we start dating people. That's like, a lot of times we get with somebody and we can see, like, oh, that person's about to be my wife. Like, I know she's gonna be my wife. Or that man, you know, I know he's gonna be great. Or I know he's working hard and hustling. He's gonna be able to be the father of my children, or the father that my husband that I've been looking for. You know, she's gonna be my wife. Like, she is the one. So we can see the future growth or the future potential in other people a lot easier than it is to see our own future potential, future growth. So, I mean, that's another part of just why it's so important to have an association, have a coach, have good people around you, have a good mindset, you know. A couple more things, getting a little long. I'll keep this rolling. You know, so one thing is, like, people who are considered pros, they have boring routines, but they have glamorous lifestyles. You know, athletes, pro athletes, Kobe Bryant, for example, long live Kobe Bryant, rest in peace. You know, he was talking about how he was in the gym. He was doing like 3 a day, 4 a day, while his other people are going to practice 1 time a day. You know, I'm sure it sucks being in the gym for 8 hours plus a day. You know, you're sweating, you're grinding, you're hustling. go home, take a nap, eat some food, go back to the gym. Like, that's not an amazing, oh my gosh, lifestyle. But look at Kobe and his name. He is legendary. His name is down in history. I don't know if there's a I'm not too into sports, but I'm sure there's like a Hall of Fame of basketball or something like that. I'm sure Kobe's in it because he had that routine, that boring routine, going to the gym every day, all day. And then he lives that glamorous life. He was making money from being a pro. He, was a starter. He was draining buckets. So, I mean, pro people have boring lifestyles, but glamorous lives. Like, it's okay to not be outside all the time, to not be at the bar every weekend, not be partying, wasting your time, not be watching Netflix or keeping up with the latest show, every single latest show there is. You know how many times I've had people tell me, oh my gosh, you need to watch that show. Oh my gosh, that movie's so good. You need to watch that movie. And nothing against movies, nothing against TV. If that's your thing, if you love that, sure. But personally, I know that I'm not going to reach my goals by watching TV or by watching movies. I need to be focused on business and making money and building tangible assets and investing in myself and in other things. So just another one, winners, they only need one reason to win. They have their why. Why am I doing this? And they hold on to that. And they need one reason to win. Losers have thousands, millions, indefinite amount of excuses to not even get started. And it's all about doing from what it requires to whatever it takes. So what it requires, that means, I did what I needed to do to pass. But did I do the extra credit? Did I get 110% on my exam? Or did I go, all in on what I could do? From what it requires to whatever it takes. And that's where it becomes like where you become a winner, where you become successful by doing whatever it takes to win. Entrepreneurs all the time talk about how they were staying up late, waking up early, working 7 days a week, grinding, hustling, not going outside, staying inside to be on their computer, to do the research, to build the website, to write the code, like whatever it takes to get your dreams and your goals and your aspirations. Come on, people. One book that was recommended, 7 Habits for Highly Effective People. I love that book. I have a book that reads on the daily that I'm obsessed with. And basically every day it has a different quote or section of that book that I read. Reading is very important, I encourage everybody to read at least 10 minutes a day. I think reading these days is a lost art just because so many people are just scrolling. Get a physical book in your hand and read, because it expands your mind and grows your confidence and helps you as a person. I can say that wholeheartedly as a fact. A couple other things, happiness attracts happiness. Enthusiasm attracts enthusiasm. This world is a mirror of our internal space. And if I'm sad, if I'm depressed, then everything around me is going to be sad and depressed. And I'm going to show myself sadness and depression throughout the world. But if I'm happy, goal-oriented, motivated, disciplined, there's no other way than for the world around me to be motivated, happy, disciplined, getting after it. The reality on the outside is a reality of what's in here, people. So that's why it's so important to cultivate your mind, not be distracted, surround yourself with good people. And on the topic of surrounding yourself with good people, this was kind of a topic of yesterday. It's just association, and who are we surrounding ourselves with, and making sure that we're cultivating the people around us, because no matter what, people are going to rub off on you. And I was listening to a podcast this morning, and it was saying, hang around a barbershop long enough, you're going to get a haircut. This doesn't have to just apply to barbershops. Hang around smokers long enough, you're going to start smoking. Hang around the bar long enough, you're going to have a drink. The people that you surround yourself with are so important. And on that topic, friends. Like, I don't really consider myself someone to have like a lot of friends or someone who's like so friendly with everybody. Like, I got a couple good people close to me, and like, it's okay to have a small circle for one. Like, not everyone needs to know your business and need to know what's going on in your life, but also like friends, this is the quote that I wrote, it's like, friends are people of the same values, not just because they're in proximity with you, you know? Like, sure, you might live in the same town as me, you might be close to me because we go to the gym together, but that does not make us friends. Do we have the same values? Do we have the same morals, same ethics? Are we going in the same direction? Do we have similar goals? Are we adding value to each other's lives? And that, when we were talking about this, like, I wrote this part down. Do they value me because I have more or because I'm giving more? Like, looking around, like, I mean, like, to use the word leeches is kind of harsh, but like, energy vampires or leeches, like, do you have people around you who are only with you because you're in the position that you're in? And that's something that I'm evaluating now. Like, looking at my circle, am I around, or like, are these people around me just because I am who I, like, because of what I have or what I can provide, because I'm a positive, goal-oriented, motivated person? Or are they around me because we share the same values and have goals and are adding value to each other's lives? Hey, what's up? Look at a bunch of fine ladies. That's what I'm talking about. Everyone's dressed well, bro. They started laughing, bro. Everyone's dressed well here. The association here is impeccable, and that's what's so important about this place. Getting around people, getting outside of your comfort zone, out of your bubble. Lastly, you know, just to recap this, we had 26 minutes. I just gotta say, like, if you're someone who's looking for more, please reach out. If you're someone who's looking to build that financial wealth, financial or generational wealth, you know, financial freedom, please reach out. I would love to pour into you. I would love to help you achieve your goals. I would love to have you on my team, honestly. Like, I'm building this business every single day, and I know that I'm gonna make it to where I wanna go. So if you got goals, if you got aspirations, please reach out. I'd love to help, and you know, just get out of your comfort zone. You got this.
I don't give up, I chain away. I don't play.